Hello, students. Today we are going to start Chapter 1, the Indian Constitution. Most of us are familiar with the game of cricket. Many of you might have played it. It is played according to certain rules and regulations. So, a batsman is given out by the umpire if he hits the ball in the air and the ball is caught by a fielder without touching the ground, the boundary line. So, a controversy may arise when the batsman feels that the ball actually touched the ground before flying in the air, or when he feels that the fielder actually on the boundary line when the catch was held by him. So, the decision of the umpire is final and the batsman has to follow his decision. If the decision of the umpire is not considered final and respected by all the players, then there will be a lot of confusion and chaos, disorder that would have taken place at that time. So, similarly, all the games have certain rules according to which they are played. Rules are different for different games. For different games, there are different rules. So, in the constitution also, the people are living in a large societies and they have to follow certain rules and regulations. In a large societies, different communities of people live together. India is also a diverse country. Different caste, color, religion people live together. Their interest and aspirations means their desire, their need may vary. But what is advantageous for one community might be disadvantageous for another community. Means what is good for one may be the bad for another one. So most often their interest and aspiration clash. So their interest and their need they often have a clash. So to avoid a conflict means a dispute, a fight, all the people have to follow certain rules and regulations which are formulated through a consensus means through a general agreement. In modern countries, these rules that is based on a general agreement that is consensus are written down in a document. So a written document where all the rules and regulations are being written that how the country is going to be governed that is called constitution. A written document in which rules and regulations are being written that how a country is going to be governed. Why is a constitution needed by a country? You know, the countries in the world they are having constitutions. So some constitutions are written like India and US, some constitutions are unwritten like England. So England they follow rules and regulations that is based on the convention, their tradition. Convention is the way the people are already following it, the procedure, the traditional method, the customs. So all democratic countries have a constitution. The constitution it serves for many purposes. First, it laid down the certain ideals explaining the structure or fundamental nature of our society. So constitution it lays down certain ideals explaining the structure and the nature of our society. Various communities having different interests and aspirations need they live in a country. Their ideals, their beliefs may be opposite or a contrary. A constitution contains a set of fundamental ideals and principles that are followed by all the countrymen. Okay, so various communities they are having different interests, different aspirations. So their ideals and beliefs it may be contrary also, means opposite in nature. So a constitution is set of fundamental ideals and principles that countrymen are agreed upon. This includes a way a country is going to be governed. In the constitution, it is written that how a country is going to be governed. The ideals, the principles. Principle means your rules and regulations that is to be followed by all the citizens. In other words, a constitution lays out the type of polity. Polity means the political system and society of a country. These are explained in the preamble to the Constitution. Preamble is the first page of the Constitution. Everything is being explained. This is your preamble, the first page of the Constitution. So let us understand the above concept by going to the history of Nepal. You all know Nepal is a neighboring country. Earlier, Nepal was under the control of monarchy, means king and queen was ruling over there. All the powers were in the hands of the king. With the help of Council of Ministers, he was running the country. The constitution, means the previous constitution, was adopted in 1990. It confirmed and reinstated. Reinstated means restore to the former position. So it reinstated or restated the fact that the king was the final and supreme authority. That the king is having the final and the supreme authority. The final decisions are to be taken by the king. So the movement for democracy started in Nepal. They want democracy now. This movement gained momentum in 2006 when the leadership of the seven-party alliance were there. Under the combined leadership of seven-party alliance, they started their freedom, means they started their struggle for democracy, freedom from monarchy. King Gyanendra, he reinstated the old Nepal House of Representatives in April 2006. King was Gyanendra. He restored the old Nepal House of Representatives in April 2006. His reinstitution of parliament was accepted by the seven-party alliance. They declared G.P. Korela would lead the new government. When the new government was formed, G.P. Korela, he was said that he is going to be the head of the new government. He is going to lead the country. So the new parliament which was made, it ended the king's power. In 2007, the Nepal adopted a constitution. In 2008, the Constituent Assembly, it was elected. Finally, they abolished all the powers of monarchy, all the powers of king and queen, and established democracy over there. For the first time in Nepal, a president was elected, the leader of the Maoist. Maoist was a revolutionary group. They were having a big hand in making the Nepal a democratic country. So the leader of the Maoist was Prachanda Pushpa Kumar Dahal. He was selected the prime minister. A new constitution was framed by the Constituent Assembly. The new constitution reflects the wishes of the people. The people of Nepal, they were unhappy with the old monarchy system, and because monarchy has failed to fulfill the people's needs, to fulfill the people's aspirations. So the people now believe that the democracy is the best guarantee that it will do the work for our well-being and development. So now the Nepal has moved from monarchy to democracy. All the rules, procedures, regulations have been written afresh to usher a new society, means to give a birth to a new society. The new setup will certainly reflect the ideals, the principles of the large majority of the people. So what does? It certainly reflect the constitution, the new setup which was done in Nepal. It reflect the ideals, the principles of the large majority of the people. Because now they have shifted from monarchy to democracy. Next topic is about the constitution, role of constitution. See, another important role of constitution is to define the nature of the political system. Nature means it is monarchy or it is democracy. We did know monarchy is king and queen rule. And what is democracy? Where the leader or the people elect their representatives. So, the constitution of democratic country plays a pivotal role, means an important role, and it explains the power and functions of various organs and branches of the government. You know, the constitution is very vast. It is voluminous. It contains every single detail, every minute detail it contains. So when Nepal has framed a new constitution, because it has recently become a democracy from a monarchy, in a democracy, people elect their representatives after a periodic elections. Means 5 years is there in India. After 5 years, the elections are held again. The representatives are the MPs or MLAs, many of whom who became minister, they misuse their power. And they misuse their power either for their personal gains or for helping their relatives and friends. So constitution is there. It checks and balance to prevent the misuse of power by the leaders. Misuse of power leads to corruption. It leads to inequality, injustice. So constitution prevents that the leader should not misuse the power which is given by the people to them. So the leaders should stop discrimination against the less privileged groups in the society. Less privileged means the lower caste people in the society. They should not be discriminated at all. In the Constitution of India, most of the laws are enshrined in the chapter of fundamental rights. Means most of the laws have been made in the chapter or on the fundamental rights. Enshrined means a place in an appropriate or objects are being kept. So enshrined here where all the important rights and rules are written. So fundamental rights guarantee certain important basic right to all the people of the India. So these rights are enforceable by the court of law. So if anybody violate the law, break the law, they have to go to court for the punishment. So Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Om Prakash Valmiki, they faced discrimination and humiliation in their childhood. So I was talking about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Om Prakash Valmiki. They faced discrimination and humiliation in their childhood because they were Dalits, lower caste people. They wrote Indian Constitution. They were well aware of the prevalent social and economic inequality which is prevailing in the country. They include the right to equality and the fundamental rights that nobody can be discriminated on the basis of their caste, color, gender, race, or place of birth. So a constitution in a democratic society protects the less privileged group. Less privileged group means the lower caste people against the misuse of the power by the privileged one. That the powerful people, leaders should not misuse their power. The majority of group, if somebody is in majority, they should not impose something on the minority group. In the storyboard I am going to discuss with you first, then we are going to do. Well, students, as you know, we are to go on an educational tour. The principal has asked me to choose the place we wish to visit. Let us decide where we should go. There was a low gossip among the students. There was a different opinions. The boys wanted to visit Mount Abu, whereas the girls wished to go to Agra. Sir, we would like to go to Mount Abu. Sir, we would like to go to Agra to see the Taj Mahal. In the class of 60 students, 40 were the boys and 20 were the girls. Those who wish to visit Mount Abu should raise their hands. So as the boys were in majority, so now those who wish to visit Agra should raise their hand. Only the girls were there. The teacher counted the raised hands. We shall go to tour to Mount Abu as this is the wish of majority. Boys said, "Hey, hey, we have won." Girls, this is unfair. Again, our hopes have been dashed. So the girls, they were very disappointed. They went to the teacher. They said, "Ma'am, there should be another way of taking decision. Like this, the decision should not be taken." So in the storyboard, the boys won, okay, because they were in majority. Such a situation occurs in a democratic society also. The interests of the minority are subjugated. Subjugated means they are being ignored. Nobody sees the will of the minority people. Okay, so what is the meaning of the word subjugated? That somebody is dominating you, bringing you under somebody's control. So the interest of the minorities are subjugated to those majority because majority are imposing their decisions on the minority people. This is called the tyranny of the majority. When something is being imposed by the majority to the minority, this is called tyranny of the majority. All the questions concerning the society should not be left to numbers. Every community should have certain basics and inalienable rights which are fundamental to its growth. So there should be some rules, regulations which are to be made, basic rules and regulations which should be equal to all. Okay, it should not be there the majorities will are being imposed on the minority one. So every community has certain basic and inalienable. Inalienable means not subject to be taken away from anybody. Nobody can take away any right, which are fundamental to its growth and development. These rights need to be protected by the government. All the citizens are equal before the law. In the eyes of law, everybody is equal. In a country where several minority community, Muslims, Christians, Sikh, Parsis are there, the constitution have made some rules to protect the rights and interest of the minorities also. So these rules are included in our fundamental rights, where it is being included in our fundamental rights. So to prevent the domination of the minority by the majority, the constitution contains rules and laws to stop intra-community domination. Intra-community domination means one community is dominating the other, pressurizing the another community. It is being stopped in the constitution. And inter-community domination means groups within the same community should not dominate the other groups also. Such rules are necessary to prevent social conflicts and mutual rivalry also. So if the constitution has made certain rules and laws, regulations, that intra-community means one community should not dominate another, and the groups within the same community should not dominate the other groups also. So it is to prevent the social conflict, that in the society there nobody should fight. Mutual rivalry should not be there among the people. Everybody should live with peace and prosperity. So, all of us have to be self-disciplined. Sometimes we are tempted to do things which are means not in our larger and long-term interest. So it is immensely satisfactory at a present, but not in future. So the third important reason why we need constitution is to save us from ourselves only, means to prevent us from taking any decision which is harmful to other, okay, which is harmful to our society. So another topic is the concept. Our constitution lays down certain fundamental principles according to which the country is going to be governed. These are referred to the basic structure of the constitution, means that whatever is written in the constitution, it cannot be altered. Altered means it cannot be changed very easily, it cannot be amended very easily, even by our parliament also. Nowadays, many of us are so sad, and we are so sad by the acrimonious politics and corruption in public. Because what politics is doing, they are doing everything for their benefit also. Corruption is there in the public. So that sometimes we feel bad for the democracy. It has outlived its utility. For what we have chosen, the democracy is not working according to that. We sometimes feel that we should be ruled by a dictator, or change to presidential system of the government, that president should be there. We do not realize that another form of government will turn out to be harmful in the long run. The dictator, he can be harmful. The presidential system can be harmful. So it would lead to chaos, means the disorder, the confusion and the conflict in the country. So the members of the Constituent Assembly, they were wise and they were far-sighted. Each of the provision of the Constitution, it was discussed in detail. With great sincerity it was discussed. So our Constitution is best suited to our needs, our ethics, whatever the rules, regulations we need, the ideals, the principles, which we waged a long and painful struggles, because we have struggled a lot for the democracy, because the Britishers were ruling us earlier, and we did a lot, okay, to be free. The struggle was waged and painful. So a good constitution does not allow modification in its basic structure. The provisions like fundamental rights, directive principles should be given that cannot be changed easily. So there are provisions for the amendments to rules. If you want to change the rules, there is a proper provision that need to be changed according to changing circumstances. Okay, if something is to be changed in the constitution, it should be changed according to the changing circumstances. Now see, Sonia annual examination were to begin in the week's time. So meanwhile her parents had to attend a marriage ceremony in a far off town. So this is Sonia is saying, I also wish to attend the marriage ceremony, but what will happen to my presentation of examinations means preparation of examinations. What should I do? Mama, I too wish to go along with you. I don't want to miss the fun and enjoyment. Mama said, at the cost of your examinations, you should stay back and concentrate on studies. She said, okay, I'll stay back and prepare hard. Many chapters are still to be revised. So Sonia had to check her desire to attend the marriage ceremony, and he's abide. Abide means he have followed the advice of her mother. Similarly, the constitution help us to take the decisions which are in large interest of the society and country. Okay, only the constitution also sees that everything which is being done, it is done in the interest of the society and country, like explained in the story. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.